The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Tuesday, June 3, reveals Jack Abbott will be proven right, while Kyle Abbott faces a double failure. Michael Baldwin could also face some temptation, so let's talk about all the twists and turns ahead in Genoa City. In the Jazz Lounge, Michael and Lauren Baldwin will struggle to ignore the issues that are threatening to creep up again. Although Michael agreed to walk away as Victor Newman's lawyer, it's been hard for him to face his father figure's disapproval. The longer this goes on, the more worried Lauren will become about the possibility of Michael returning to work for Victor after all. Michael will keep reassuring Lauren, but he could be tempted to undo his decision deep down. Over with Cole Howard, his continued health problems will set off some alarm bells for Victoria Newman. Cole won't be able to hide his lingering symptoms, so Victoria will definitely deal with some concerns. Could Cole be keeping a lid on what he's really up against? Does Cole have a serious medical condition that he's not willing to let Victoria in on just yet? If Cole collapses or at least has to leave Nikki Newman's bash sooner than planned, Victoria will have more reasons to worry. Speaking of Nikki's bash, she'll hope Victor can say something nice following Kyle's speech and charm bracelet present. Claire Newman will hope the same thing, but Victor may grumble over Kyle's lack of sincerity instead. Our spoilers suggest Victor will basically act like Kyle's gesture is a load of bull. Although Kyle will try another bold move to convince him, Victor isn't going to approve of Kyle and Claire's relationship, no matter how much they want him to. Since Jack feared Claire and Kyle's plot could backfire, he'll be disappointed for them when he's proven right. This definitely isn't the news that Claire wanted to hear, so she'll end up bummed as well. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 3 weeks, June 2 to June 20, reveal that Kane Ashby's secret seems poised to enrage Lily Winters while some Dumas party chaos erupts. Kyle Abbott's worst nightmare may be on the way as well, so let's dive in and discuss all the shockers ahead. Despite Kyle's bold moves at Nikki Newman's birthday party, Victor won't give Kyle and Claire Newman his blessing. The week of June 2 to 6 will lead to Victor upping the ante against Kyle and strengthening his destruction plot instead. Next, Cole Howard's medical woes will give Victoria Newman a reason to freak out. Victoria will get updates on some disturbing news, presumably about Cole's condition and maybe even the threat to his life. Although Victoria thought Cole's health was on the upswing, he could be headed for a grim fate instead. While Chelsea Lawson lays down the law with Adam Newman, Nick Newman will listen to Phyllis Summers' proposition. If Phyllis doesn't score the meeting she was hoping for in Dumas' office, she could come up with a plan to sneak in Dumas' party with Nick's help. Nick may not be on board with that idea, but we all know how persistent Phyllis can be. Billy Abbott will score a party invite of his own and prepare to join the festivities in Nice, France. Sally Spectra will complain about Billy bailing on Abbott communications at a pivotal time, but he'll want to go meet Dumas and find out what this guy's really up to. After another confrontation explodes between Phyllis and Sally, Billy will have a hard time settling things down. Maria Copeland also has more struggles ahead of her due to the secret she's keeping from Tessa Porter. Tessa has been frustrated over Mariah bottling up whatever horrible thing she did, so Mariah really needs to just come clean. Of course, if Mariah cheated on Tessa, it's easy to see why she's so reluctant to divulge a shocker that could derail her marriage. Nevertheless, this secret has to come out sooner or later, and when it does, Tessa may once again find herself seeking comfort in Daniel Romalotti Jr.'s arms. During the week of June 9 to 13, Dumas guests will travel to his summer estate for a Friday the 13th bash to remember. It looks like Dumas will finally show his face and shock all his guests in the process. Based on all the clues, Billy Flynn is likely portraying a Kane Ashby recast who's been hiding behind this Dumas persona. If that's the case, Lily is sure to unleash her wrath on her ex-husband when the truth is exposed. This big Dumas reveal will lead to plenty of stunning fallout as the party continues during the week of June 16 to 20. You can bet Billy, Victor, Jack Abbott, and other characters will want their own chance to grill Kane about this weird unraveling mystery. Some danger could erupt in the midst of all this, so stay tuned for any other curveballs that might play out. In addition to Kane's return, Y&R fans can look forward to Christine Blair and Danny Romolotti's joint comeback. Danny and Christine have appearances coming up on June 13 as well as June 18, so don't miss their upcoming scenes. Finally, Kyle's worst nightmare could be looming as Victor pressures Audra to enter the final phase of her scheme. Victor is counting on Audra to end Kyle's relationship with Claire, but she could ruin her own romance with Nate Hastings in the process. On The Young and the Restless this week, the residents of Genoa City gathered for Nikki's birthday, but off-camera, the cast knows have a good time together too. This week, the characters of The Young and the Restless were excitedly anticipating celebrating Nikki Newman's birthday. While she enjoyed receiving daily gifts from her husband Victor, he blew her away when he presented her with the keys to a rare classic Ferrari. The residents of Genoa City were ready to party on screen, and the festivities will play out over several episodes. That makes for a long filming day for the cast, but as usual, they made the best of it and were able to entertain themselves while they hung out between takes. Lucky for us, they shared the behind-the-scenes fun. Y&R shared a video of some of the actresses showing off their dresses as selected by award-winning costume designer Mandy Line. Haley Aaron, Melissa Ordway, Amelia Heinel, Melissa Claire Egan, Eileen Davidson, Kate Linder, Susan Walters, Tracy Bregman, and Melody Thomas Scott each modeled their outfits, and then moved the camera to the next person with a wave of the hand. It wasn't the only fun the group had that day. As we had previously seen a few weeks ago, the same group shared some photos and videos they compiled, and the results were rather hilarious. On their Instagram reels and stories, Ordway was dancing in her dressing room for the camera. Behind her, Heinel, Egan, and Davidson joined in, and Ordway feigned not knowing they were there, as if the moment was all about her. When she turned to see them behind her, she jokingly threw up her arms and walked off. In another video, the women drew inspiration from a sketch from Saturday Night Live's Lawrence Welk Singers, a group of sisters, and one is a little different from the others. As each of them sang their name in introduction, the punchline had Davidson waving two brushes and screeching, "And I'm Eileen, a la SNL's Kristen Wiig." Y&R's costume designer, Mandy Line, also gave some flash to the men. Party planner extraordinaire Pietro, well known amongst the Genoa City elite, was looking suave in his suit with burgundy accents. Kyle Abbott opted for a collarless shirt to go with his suit, whereas Adam Newman dressed the part wearing all black. You'll be able to see all the festivities, more of the fashion, and all of the drama this week on The Young and the Restless. Watch new episodes weekdays on CBS, or stream live or on demand on Paramount+. The Young and the Restless scoop for the week of June 2 reveals Victoria Newman will fret about Cole Howard. Also coming up, Nikki Newman's birthday bash will continue. Plus, Claire Newman's scheme will fail to impress Victor Newman, and Sally Spectra will not like what Billy Abbott is planning. Y&R spoilers tease Kyle Abbott's heartfelt toast and gift for Nikki will not get the reception from Victor that he was hoping for. In fact, later in the week, the mustache will plot his granddaughter's boyfriend's downfall. At the jazz club, partygoers will socialize as they dance the night away. Rumor has it, Michael Baldwin will feel out of sorts after Victor gives him the brush off on Monday's Y&R, but will Lauren Fenmore manage to turn his frown upside down? Meanwhile, Billy will tell Sally that she and his company mean the world to him. Yet you're willing to leave the country during this crucial time for Abbott Communications? An irked Sally will reply. Billy will say he needs to know what Aristotle Dumas has planned. Later in the week, Sally will have it out with Phyllis Summers, and Billy will be forced to break it up. But will their confrontation turn physical this time? Other Y and R spoilers tease Tessa Porter will grill Maria Copeland for answers. Plus, Amy Lewis will come to a decision about her future, and Chelsea Lawson will put her foot down with Adam Newman. Finally, Cole's illness doesn't seem to be fading away anytime soon. Victoria will notice he doesn't look well when he arrives at Nikki's party, but he'll tell her he's fine. Then Cole will start coughing and Adam will ask him if he's all right, adding he looks a little rough. Y and R spoilers indicate an extremely worried Victoria will end up leaning on Nikki. So is Cole going to collapse at the party? Stay tuned. Hey Y and R fans, are you as pumped as we are for the new CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y and R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and The Restless online at cbs.com. Gloria is a popular character on The Young and The Restless. Michael and Kevin's mother is known for causing mischief and providing viewers with a good laugh on occasion. It's been a while since Gloria's last appearance, and it's time she graced us with another visit. Whenever Gloria visits, it's a headache for her sons Michael and Kevin. She's always coming up with a wild idea that gets her into trouble, leading Michael to bail her out. However, this time around, it's Gloria who might help her son with the problem. Michael and Lauren's marriage is on the rocks because of Victor. Michael agreed to quit working for Victor to save his marriage to Lauren. Yet, he might go back on his word. That's where Gloria comes in. Although Gloria has a reputation of being selfish, she cares about her son's happiness. Lauren is the best thing to happen to Michael. The couple went through many obstacles before, but managed to survive. Now, Michael's willing to throw that away because of Victor. Part of Michael's loyalty to Victor is because he views him as a father figure. Gloria will remind Michael that he already has a family, one he may lose if he chooses Victor over Lauren. While Gloria will save Michael and Lauren's marriage, she might cause trouble for another Genoa City couple. Gloria's visit wouldn't be complete without a run-in with her former stepson/lover Jack. As Y and R fans might remember, Jack and Gloria had a brief affair in 2017. Although things ended mutually between the two, Gloria might still carry a torch for Jack. With Gloria back in Genoa City, it would be a perfect time to create drama for Jack and Diane. Diane won't be happy seeing Gloria flirting with her husband, and it might bring out Mrs. Abbott's bad side. Sharon's growing obsession with Nick takes center stage on The Young and the Restless as her jealousy toward Phyllis spirals. With old wounds reopening and past betrayals haunting her, Sharon clings to hope for a reunion. But when emotions boil over, will she cross the line to keep Nick? I and R/Sharon and Nick have beautiful chemistry. Sharon and Nick have always had undeniable chemistry. Their connection has survived decades of ups and downs. Recently, Nick's support during Sharon's rough patches rekindled her feelings. She started believing a new beginning might be possible, but that hope dims each time Phyllis enters the picture. Phyllis and Nick share a complicated history too. And though Sharon and Phyllis once called a truce, their rivalry never truly ended. Now that Phyllis is struggling, Nick's protective instincts kick in, just like they always have. Sharon watches it all with growing unease. Every comforting glance between Nick and Phyllis feels like a knife. Sharon wants to believe she and Nick are meant to be, but Phyllis is always the shadow lurking behind them. Jealousy isn't new to Sharon, but this time it feels different. She's battling old patterns, emotions she thought she'd buried long ago. With her bipolar disorder looming in the background, fans are getting nervous. Sharon has done dark things when emotionally cornered. In the past, she altered paternity results, tore families apart, and let lies unravel lives. And all of it was tied to her love for Nick. The fear of losing him again to Phyllis might awaken that side of her once more. This jealousy isn't just casual insecurity, it's turning into obsession. Sharon knows Nick is slipping away, and history shows she can go to great lengths when she feels threatened. She doesn't want another heartbreak, especially not one named Phyllis. Sharon's story is taking a dangerous turn. Her mental health journey has had setbacks, but she's always fought back. Now, her heart may override her reason. Her actions in the coming weeks could shake Genoa City. Will she try to sabotage Phyllis again? Or will she trap Nick in a web of emotional manipulation? Either way, Sharon's desperation could push her over the edge. Someone might get caught in the crossfire, whether it's Phyllis, Nick, or even herself. One thing's clear, this love triangle is ready to explode, and Sharon might be the one to light the match. The Young and the Restless continues to stir the pot with Sharon's unraveling emotions and Nick's complicated loyalties. Will love win, or will old demons rise again? Keep watching the drama unfold only on Soap Opera Daily. In a dramatic twist unfolding in The Young and the Restless, Victor Newman finds himself spiraling out of control after a chilling confrontation with newcomer Aristotle Dumas. This outsider has emerged as a silent yet dangerous force, holding damning evidence capable of dismantling Victor's carefully constructed empire. With nothing more than a few words and undeniable proof, Dumas threatens to expose Victor's darkest secrets, effectively shifting the balance of power in Genoa City. Victor, once the untouchable patriarch of the Newman dynasty, is reduced to a shadow of his former self. Dumas, methodical and calculating, uses recordings, photographs, and archived documents to back Victor into a corner. Faced with the threat of public exposure and legal repercussions, Victor is forced to obey Dumas's commands, a decision that compromises his pride and core values. The humiliation and psychological pressure of being blackmailed begins to unravel Victor's composure. His usual control turns into erratic behavior, marked by emotional volatility and reckless actions. Those closest to him, including his family, witness his alarming transformation. Victor's outbursts alienate allies like Michael Baldwin and ignite tensions with long-standing rivals such as Jack and Kyle Abbott. Victor's paranoia intensifies. He targets not only enemies, but also those once considered allies. Billy Abbott becomes a new focus of Victor's hostility, while his interference in the budding relationship between Claire Grace Newman and Kyle Abbott introduces further disruption. Driven by a need to maintain control, Victor enlists Audrey Charles to sabotage the relationship through manipulation and deceit. At the Newman mansion, turmoil brews beneath a polished exterior. Nikki Newman watches her husband unravel with growing fear and helplessness. Once a steady presence by Victor's side, Nikki can no longer calm the storm within him. Her attempts to reason with Victor only fuel his rage. With Michael Baldwin no longer serving as his moral compass, Victor slips deeper into his own darkness. Michael, though distanced from Victor, remains aware of the unfolding chaos. He contemplates intervention, but ultimately recognizes that only Victor can pull himself back from the brink. Meanwhile, Victor's vendetta expands to include friends and family, blurring the lines between protection and destruction, justice and vengeance. As Victor isolates himself, his actions begin to endanger the very foundation of his family. Nikki confides in Victoria, warning her that Victor's interference in Claire and Kyle's relationship could destroy yet another bond. Victoria, carrying the weight of past traumas caused by her father's controlling nature, decides to take a stand. She confronts Victor directly, demanding he cease his meddling or risk losing her forever. This confrontation marks a turning point. Victoria's fierce declaration cuts through Victor's illusion of dominance. She reminds him of the damage he's caused and the irreversible pain inflicted by his manipulations. Now, the Newman family faces an agonizing decision: continue enabling Victor's descent or confront him in hopes of saving what remains. As power, loyalty, and love collide, one truth emerges: only Victor can choose redemption. Until then, the Newman legacy hangs in the balance, overshadowed by one man's unchecked descent into fear, pride, and vengeance. As the summer heat intensifies in Genoa City, so does the drama, thanks to the shocking return of Summer Newman. Once thought to have found stability in Milan, Summer reappears, pregnant and hand-in-hand with a mysterious Italian designer, igniting speculation and stirring long-buried emotions among her loved ones. Summer had left Genoa City in search of a fresh start and was tasked with securing a replacement for Chelsea and Sally as Marquette's new creative director. Immersed in the fashion capital's high-paced lifestyle, she reinvented herself professionally and personally. Along the way, a charismatic and talented Italian designer entered her life, becoming both a partner in work and a potential partner in love. Their relationship, although discreet at first, soon became the subject of fashion world rumors and tabloid speculation. The real turning point came when Summer discovered she was pregnant. Torn between joy and uncertainty, she chose to keep the pregnancy a secret until she was emotionally prepared. As she balanced her demanding career with her evolving personal life, whispers of her Milan romance reached back home, prompting concern and curiosity from her parents, Nick and Phyllis. But Summer's return to Genoa City was anything but quiet. She stepped off the plane with a noticeable baby bump and her mysterious Italian companion by her side, sending shockwaves through the Newman family and the entire community. Yet, the biggest question remained unanswered: who is the father of Summer's child? The mystery deepens when the story flashes back to an emotional farewell night between Summer and Chance Chancellor before her departure. Their intimate moment, once buried in the past, now resurfaces with potential implications. Could Chance be the father, or is the Italian designer more than just a supportive partner? As speculation mounts, so do tensions within the Newman household. Phyllis, ever the protective mother, is torn between shielding her daughter and demanding answers. Nick grapples with the need for truth while respecting Summer's independence. Meanwhile, Chance, now living a different life, finds himself haunted by what might have been. The emotional weight of their shared night is portrayed in poignant flashbacks, complicating the already tangled web of relationships. Public interest in Summer's personal life grows, especially with the couple's increasing public appearances. Is their love real, or just a facade masking the deeper truth? The media frenzy and family scrutiny only add pressure as Summer navigates motherhood, career ambition, and unresolved emotional conflicts. To complicate matters further, Theo Vanderway suddenly re-emerges in Genoa City. His return, steeped in bitterness and quiet revenge, adds another layer of tension, particularly for Kyle Abbott. Once close like brothers, Theo and Kyle now find themselves at odds, especially as Theo's presence threatens to reopen wounds and disrupt delicate relationships. Summer's story is no longer just about heartbreak or professional ambition. It's a compelling narrative of maturity, self-discovery, and the price of secrets. Her journey from Milan to Genoa City, pregnant and uncertain, embodies the emotional complexities of love, family, and identity. As the plot thickens, viewers are left wondering who truly holds Summer's heart, and what will happen when the truth about her child's paternity finally comes to light. This summer in Genoa City promises to be one of the most explosive yet, where every decision will have lasting consequences, and every character must face the past to shape the future. Stay tuned, because in The Young and the Restless, no secret stays buried forever. In a bold and calculated move, The Young and the Restless reveals Adam Newman's secret alliance with Billy Abbott, orchestrated with Chelsea Lawson's help, in a high-stakes deception targeting Victor Newman. At the heart of the plot is a fabricated scandal involving an alias, Aristotle Dumas, crafted to manipulate Victor into halting his long-standing campaign against Billy. Adam, long used as a strategic pawn in Victor's vendetta, reaches a breaking point. with Chelsea re-entering his life and reminding him of Billy's past compassion during their darkest moments. Adam is stirred by conscience. However, unable to confront Victor directly, he consents to Chelsea's alternative, a covert misinformation campaign that would force Victor to retreat without revealing Adam's involvement. Together, Adam and Chelsea orchestrate a labyrinth of deceit. They release false rumors, forge evidence, and simulate threats allegedly from the mysterious Dumas. These maneuvers suggest internal leaks and financial vulnerabilities within the Newman empire, triggering panic and mistrust. Victor, ever the strategist, finds himself off balance, questioning the loyalty of even Nikki and Victoria as the fabricated crisis deepens. Meanwhile, Billy grows suspicious. Despite being shielded, he realizes he's become a pawn in a greater war. The emotional weight of betrayal by those he trusted, Adam and Chelsea, pushes him into conflicted territory. Though spared from Victor's wrath, Billy is dragged deeper into a spiral of gratitude, frustration, and uncertainty. As the Newman Enterprises stock dips and public speculation swirls, Victoria scrambles to contain the fallout. Her efforts are met with internal resistance and distrust, especially from Victor, whose suspicions increasingly cloud his judgment. Nick, striving to mediate, finds himself trapped in the growing family divide. At the peak of the crisis, Victor summons the family for a confrontation. Adam faces a moral crossroads: expose the truth or risk losing everything. Surprisingly, Chelsea takes responsibility, claiming full authorship of the plan to shield both Billy and Adam. Her confession halts further escalation, but not without consequence. Victor, though enraged, respects her boldness and calls off his retaliation, at least temporarily. The scandal, though diffused, leaves lasting damage. Cracks in the Newman family widen, and trust becomes a scarce commodity. Adam, while spared public disgrace, must carry the weight of nearly dismantling his own legacy. Chelsea, having risked everything, walks away changed. Billy, caught in the crossfire, emerges wary and hardened. As rumors swirl around the real identity of the fictional Aristotle Dumas, new theories emerge. Some link him to figures like Tucker McCall or Kane Ashby. Meanwhile, Sally Spectra senses the escalating danger, especially as Billy becomes increasingly entangled in this web of power and revenge. Victor, suspecting deeper manipulation, begins his own counteroffensive, closely monitoring Adam and Chelsea. His fear is no longer limited to external threats, but extends to those within his own bloodline. In this new chapter of Y&R, the central battle is no longer about corporate power alone. It's about identity, legacy, and control. As the Newman family fractures under the weight of secrets, alliances, and betrayal, the stage is set for another reckoning. Because in Genoa City, no truth stays buried forever, and no betrayal comes without cost. The young and the restless spoilers reveal a glittering, tension-filled night at the Newman mansion. The home is a picture of elegance. White roses adorn every corner, golden light shimmers off crystal glasses, and the air feels almost enchanted. It is Nikki Newman's birthday, a celebration that is always a highlight among Genoa City's elite. But this year, the glamour masks secrets, schemes, and emotional upheaval that will change everything. While guests prepare for the party, Diane Jenkins Abbott is a bundle of nerves. Her watchful eyes follow every server, every whisper, and especially every movement from her husband, Jack Abbott. A dangerous secret from her past haunts her, one that ties directly to Victor Newman. It's a truth powerful enough to ruin reputations and unleash chaos within the Newman dynasty. Upstairs, Kyle Abbott gazes over the lit garden below, consumed by complicated thoughts. He's felt out of place and underestimated, both in his career and among the Newman family. That need to prove himself leads him to form an unexpected alliance with Claire Newman. Cool-headed and ambitious, Claire has no fear of Victor and eyes the top spot at Newman Enterprises. Claire sees potential in Kyle not just as an Abbott heir, but as a crucial pawn in a long game to shake up Genoa City's old power structures. Their partnership is born from shared ambition and the pain of always being on the outside. Together, they aim to seize a place in the heart of the Newman Empire. As the party begins, the Newman family, their closest friends, and key business associates gather. Victor commands the room with his usual authority, assessing guests with sharp eyes. Nikki puts on a brilliant smile, but her unease is evident. Diane's phone buzzes. An anonymous text threatens to expose her long-buried secret unless she acts immediately. Panicked but determined, Diane pulls Victor into a private room. There, under dim light, she tells him a secret that could shatter everything. Victor has a lost son from a youthful affair with a mysterious woman. No one, not even his children, knows. Diane discovered the truth by chance but kept silent until now. She gives Victor an ultimatum. Help Kyle rise at Newman Enterprises, or the secret will go public. With the future of his legacy on the line, Victor is forced to weigh power against family. Meanwhile, Claire urges Kyle to make a bold gesture at the party. A moving toast or major business announcement could sway Victor's opinion. Kyle hesitates but sees a rare opportunity to shift the power dynamic. Their public alliance stirs whispers. Some see it as rebellion, others as a sign that a new force is rising. The climax comes when Victor and Diane return to the hall, solemn-faced. Victor announces a family revelation. As silence falls, Diane steps forward and reveals just enough to make clear Victor has a secret son. Shock spreads through the room. Nikki, Adam, Victoria, and Nick react with a mix of anger and fear. In the chaos, Kyle steps forward with Claire at his side, proposing a visionary joint project between Abbott and Newman, an olive branch and a power play. The moment softens the room. The attention shifts. Claire smiles, knowing they've just taken the upper hand. Diane, relieved to shed her burden, opens a path for Kyle's rise. Victor, though shaken, quickly regains control. He vows to find his lost son and accept responsibility. Nikki's birthday ends not with glamour, but with revelations, shifting alliances, and uncertain futures. At the Abbott mansion, Diane seeks peace through transformation. After directing a luxurious renovation, she hopes her work will bring harmony, especially with Tracy. When Tracy arrives, she is deeply moved by the changes. Diane sees this as a step toward being accepted. For Diane, every design choice is an attempt to solidify her place in the Abbott family. Tracy, long skeptical, finally acknowledges the effort. It's a small victory, a rare moment of warmth in the midst of chaos. But across Genoa City, Kyle and Claire are already planning their next move. They know Victor is a master strategist. Even with their recent win, the alliance between Victor and Audrey Charles threatens to undo them. Adam Newman and Billy Abbott are back at it again on The Young and the Restless, and this time the drama is layered with business, betrayal, and a father pulling the strings. Adam has just stepped back into Newman Media, but it's not just about a job. It's about Victor's personal war. Victor wants Billy taken down, and he's chosen Adam to do it. The bad blood between Adam and Billy has always been personal, but now it's turning into a calculated move under Victor's control. Adam, however, isn't throwing punches right away. He's stalling, mostly because of Chelsea. She's working with him again, and is already uneasy about Victor using him. The tension grew even more after Adam and Chelsea's past affair blew up their relationships with Sally and Billy on The Young and the Restless. Now that Billy and Sally are teaming up, old wounds are reopened, and Victor is using that to fuel his plan. Adam claims he's handling it, but he's clearly torn between loyalty to his father, love for Chelsea, and his own need for control. What happens next will depend on whether Adam sticks to Victor's orders or flips the script, and does what's right for himself, not the Newmans. The tension between Adam Newman and Billy Abbott on The Young and the Restless is heating up again, but this time it's being driven more by outside forces than either of them would probably admit. At the center of it all is Victor Newman, who has made it clear that he sees Billy as a threat to Newman Media and is determined to take him down. Rather than do it himself, Victor has put Adam in the middle of it. Adam recently returned to Newman Media, but this job didn't come without conditions. Victor is now pushing him to launch a campaign against Billy, using the company's power to chip away at his reputation and business standing. Adam hasn't made a direct move yet. That's been bothering Victor, who expected Adam to act quickly and without hesitation. In a recent scene, Victor asks Adam why he hasn't gone after Billy. Adam plays it cool and tells him he has it under control. But his hesitation isn't about strategy, it's personal. Chelsea is back working with him at Newman Media, and she's already uncomfortable with the idea of Victor using Adam for his own purposes. She knows this isn't just about business. It's about old grudges, and she doesn't want Adam dragged into that again. Chelsea's concern also has deeper roots. The history between the four of them, Adam, Chelsea, Billy, and Sally, is messy. Adam and Chelsea's affair destroyed their relationship with Sally and Billy. Now that Sally and Billy are working together, the lines have blurred again. Victor is trying to exploit that past, hoping the emotional damage will make Adam more willing to go after Billy. But Adam's slower approach shows he's thinking it through instead of reacting on impulse. He's not fully resisting his father, but he's not charging forward either. Meanwhile, Billy isn't entirely unaware that something's off. He's suspicious of Adam's new role at Newman Media and doesn't trust the quiet. Billy knows how Victor operates, and he's keeping one eye on Adam, even if nothing has happened yet. Sally, now closer to Billy both personally and professionally, may also be a factor that complicates Adam's judgment. If Adam goes through with Victor's plan, he'll risk pushing Chelsea away again, possibly stirring up a new mess with Sally. What's also worth watching is how Adam's relationship with Victor will shift depending on what he chooses. He's constantly chasing approval from his father, even when he says otherwise. But if Chelsea draws a hard line and walks away, that dynamic could shift again. In The Young and the Restless, Victor's plan isn't just a power play against Billy. It's a test to see how far Adam is willing to go. So far, Adam is buying time. He hasn't said no, he hasn't said yes, but the clock is ticking, and both Billy and Victor are waiting to see which direction he'll take. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, June 2 to June 13, reveal that Billy Abbott will stop a brawl while Victoria Newman faces heartbreak. Aristotle Dumas event will also begin, so there will be a lot for Y and our fans to look forward to. The week of June 2 to 6 will put Audra Charles on the spot, since Damian Kane will try to find a new job for Holden Novak. After getting fired by Dumas, Damian will know Holden is about to be unemployed as well. That'll lead to Damian pushing Audra to hire Holden at Vibrant, but she'll obviously have some reservations. At Nikki Newman's birthday party, Kyle Abbott will flop when it comes to trying to impress Victor Newman. Claire Newman was hoping to finally change Victor's point of view regarding Kyle, but Victor will move full speed ahead with plotting Kyle's ruin. That could involve another meeting with Audra, one where Victor perhaps offers her an incentive to make Kyle and Claire's split happen right away. As for Victoria, she'll face a crushing blow. It looks like that'll involve Cole Howard's true health status, so he may be much sicker than she thought. If Cole is facing a terminal diagnosis, Victoria will have to consider what her life's going to look like without him. Whatever the case, Victoria will be heartbroken over some updates she receives, and will lean on Nikki for support. Next, Phyllis Summers will have a proposal for Nick Newman to mull over. If Phyllis fails to convince Dumas to meet with her in DC, she might try to tag along with Nick and join the festivities in France. Although Sally Spectra won't be happy about Billy Abbott attending the bash, she may have no choice but to get on board. Sally and Phyllis also have a showdown ahead of them, so Billy will have to intervene before it turns into a brawl. Billy will hopefully break things up before the confrontation turns physical, but he'll indeed have to play referee. Across town, Chelsea Lawson will hand down an ultimatum to Adam Newman. Victor may put more pressure on Adam to move ahead with the Billy smear campaign, so this could be Adam's final chance to figure out an alternative. Chelsea and Adam previously talked about sidetracking Victor with a scandal, but Victor is a pro at multitasking and may prove he's not easily distracted. Maria Copeland will also face more questions from Tessa Porter about the secret she's been keeping. Will Mariah finally admit the horrible betrayal she committed on her business trip? Regardless, Tessa will grow closer to Daniel Romalotti Jr. as she leans on him for more support. The week of June 9 to 13 will bring some excitement, since Christine Blair and Danny Romalotti are coming back for a visit starting June 13. Of course, Friday the 13th is also when Dumas' party will begin at his summer home in Nice. The guests will gather for this special occasion, which should lead to the big reveal of who Dumas really is. There's evidence to suggest that Dumas is Kane Ashby and that Billy Flynn will be taking over the recast role. The young and the restless spoilers say some chaos will be unleashed no matter what, so stick with us for news on all the erupting drama.